of College and Career Ready Night. My name is Jeff Bott, and I am going to be your moderator for this evening. You're currently in the one of our capstone programs called Design 214. We have three people here that are going to talk to you tonight. Just a reminder, this session goes to about 8:20. If you guys are going to remain muted for the whole entire time, if you guys have any questions, we ask that you guys use the chat function, and you can throw questions my way, and I will be monitoring the chat function. It's been a long night, sorry. And I will ask our panelists here. So let me introduce our panelists really quick. Along with myself, I am actually one of the instructors of this course, but I am going to be doing very little talking, and I'll let Patrick, who is one of our other instructors, do most of the talking. I'll be asking the questions. But Patrick is an engineering and manufacturing teacher from Elk Grove High School. We also have two students that were in the program last year. Manny Mercado is a student at Elk Grove High School, and he was in our program last year. And Audrey Nilsson is a student at Prospect High School and was a participant in the program last year. I need to remind you guys before this project, or before we actually take place here, Patrick will explain the whole program, but this is a extracurricular program. This is an application program. Invite letters already went out. They went out to all counselors, and they went out to a lot of students with career paths that deal with architecture. And in that invite letter, it explains the program, and there's actually a Google form for students to apply to it. The program takes place after school, and we do provide transportation to the program from the home school, but transportation is needed from the participants to get home. This year, we're going to run the program on Tuesday nights, second semester. It's anywhere from second semester. It's anywhere from the second week of second semester, and we're going to go to the last week of April. And we work on various projects during it. So leading into that, that's kind of some background information. Leading into that, Patrick, can you do me a favor? Patrick and I have been involved. We're the ones who designed this program. So can you talk about the makeup of the program and really who the program is pinpointed for?
Yeah, good evening, everyone. As Jeff said, my name is Patrick McGing. I'm a teacher at Elk Grove High School. I think this is one of the fourth year we've run this program. And correct me if I'm wrong, but this has been designed as a capstone class for students who are interested in architecture, construction, interior design are the main focuses, but a lot of times we do have students with maybe an engineering background, or they've taken classes in even a focus within arts. So it can kind of have a wide range of students within the program itself. But the main purpose is that it's a capstone. So hopefully students have taken some additional career and technical ed courses and are interested in the areas I described before. But what we're hoping with this course is that students get more work-based learning experiences. Specifically, last year, obviously there was a big asterisk in everything we did. We were able to run the course, which was great, but students didn't have as many opportunities as in years past. We do try to work with different architects, interior designers, construction management. We've reached out to realtors. We do walkthroughs on homes. We've gone to different design and build firms within Elk Grove specifically. OHI, which is located in Elk Grove, we've worked with pretty closely in the past. But the end goal for the students, we've done it in a few different ways, kind of depends on the projects that are available to us, but we've done everything from students flipping a home. So the district has purchased homes in the past that are intended to be flipped by the the PAC course, which is the Practical Architecture and Construction course. So students actually are enrolled in that course, and then they end up physically going to those homes and flipping them. We're the ones who are in charge of designing that. I shouldn't say we, students are. But last year, I won't go too much into it, but because I do want the students to kind of elaborate on what the projects were. But we ended up doing like a tiny home community. We've done educational spaces. We've done on the small scale for the district, and worked with universities we've worked with in the district and designing educational spaces for them. So really what we're looking for is a hands-on experience of what it might look like day to day for a student in that career field. That's the end goal, really, is just that exposure and experience outside the classroom. And that's part of the reason that it is after schools, we're able to connect with some of these more work-based professionals a little easier.
Yeah, so to
Yeah,
interrupt Patrick here really quick, again, one of the big differences is most schools offer a course through Project Lead the Way called Civil Engineering and Architecture. I believe, Manny, if I'm correct, you took that at Elk Grove. And I'll let Manny explain that a little bit different. But one of the important differences between that course and the capstone project of Design 214 is what Patrick just said, and it's the connection to the industry, and being able to go to those designers, go to the offices. The year before last, when we did a house, obviously when we could get into workspaces, they got to go to a designer and pick out all the finishes and stuff for a house, which is something that necessarily can't happen during the school day. So that is a big difference between the civil engineering architecture class, which is an extremely excellent class during the day, and our Design 214 program that is at night. It's also, I'd be remiss not to mention, this is a credit bearing class and a grade bearing class. So even though it is after school, kids do get credit for it as an architecture class. Students do get a grade for it. And the grade reflects on their transcript. Patrick and I could talk all night. I would rather have our two students talk because they were in the class last year. I already brought up Manny. I'm going to talk with Manny first because I do know Manny took civil engineering and architecture and then also took Design 214. Manny, do me a favor, introduce yourself. Again, say what school you go to, what year you are, and then just start with the reason why you were interested in the course.
All right. Hello, I'm Manuel Mercado. I'm a senior at Elk Grove High School. And wait, what did you say? Why I was interested in? Well, I was interested mainly because, well, my stepdad was really into construction, and well, he's the one that got me into it. And well, I just wanted to know the architectural side, like between everything. And I was just really interested in just reading blueprints, like house plans and just like that. And then I heard that there was a course after I had taken Intro to Engineering, which Mr. McGee taught. And that course was really just civil engineering. So the things like the PSI for the water for homes and stuff like that. And land surveying, because that's also a big part of architecture, and other things like block components and house plans.
Cool. Audrey, how about you? Introduce yourself again, what school you're at, what year you're at, and what really drew you to apply for Design 214.
Yeah, so I'm Audrey. I am a senior and I'm in Prospect High School. I was interested in this because I'm interested in interior design, and I think that's something I want to do in college. So I wanted some experience with it just before I go into college, and to see if it's something I do want to do for college.
Now we're lucky with these two students. Last year we ran two different really assignments, two different projects, and it just so happened they volunteered to be here tonight, and they were both on different projects. Manny, going back to you, can you talk about the project that you did in Design 214?
Yeah, so we were in charge of flipping a house in Rolling Meadows, I believe. And we got together as well, our team got together and we discussed many ideas. And then we ended up voting on which one we liked the best. We also went into the house to see it for ourselves and to see what we could flip and what to change. And we created a 3D model that I helped build of a 3D modeled frame. So a smaller version of the house, but with like all the frames in it. And then from there,
But
we
Manny, let me interrupt you really quick. When you say 3D model, you actually really built two 3D models. You built one on the software, and then you built one by hand. Can you really
Yeah.
explain the difference between those two?
The difference between the two is that we made one out of like sticks and then the other one on a 3D software named Revit, which is a 3D software which can make houses by with numbers. This is really beneficial because instead of actually just building it out on like actual in real life, we can just see it for ourselves with the software.
Cool, cool. And Audrey, going to you, you worked on a different project that we had going in the class. Can you talk about that project a little bit?
So we were assigned with making a like community, a tiny house community for veterans who need like help and therapy and just to get in touch with people. And so like the groups, we split up into groups, and there was one who worked on like a community center, one who worked on single home, and then a family home. So I did the family home, and my group and I designed a house for a family to potentially live in. And yeah, and I actually have this 3D printed model with me here, if you can see, of the house that we designed. Yeah.
So one of the coolest things that that I think came out of this course, and I'm going to ask Patrick to jump in here. You know, a lot of times during the day, we're looking for the way to connect the theory with the reality in the real world. And we talk about a lot of theory in class, and we talk about a lot of equations and learning the software and learning the program. And unfortunately, sometimes in class, we give some projects that they learn a lot of from, but they're again theory projects. We design a house in class. We try to throw competitions in class. The thing that happens in Design 214, we're actually doing things and we're connecting these projects to the community. Patrick, can you talk about the foundation? We helped out with the tiny home project, and really how we got hooked up with that foundation, and really what are the next steps for them, and what the program did for that foundation.
Yeah, so to elaborate just a little bit too with what Jeff has said, the nice thing, you know, within a classroom, like you really are constrained by the amount of days you have. At the end of the period comes around and you're limited there. A lot, like every project we've done thus far for this class has gone, and the students have presented it to someone where it most likely will be physically built, constructed, aspects of it will be taken and be moved forward with. So like what Manny was talking about with the house flipping, like the PAC class at this point is working on it. The other homes that we have designed and flipped, like the PAC course, has moved forward with those designs. In the case of the tiny home community, we got connected. The foundation is Project Headspace and Timing. I believe they're based out of Kankakee County. I forgot exactly how we got connected with, I believe with Mr. Nix from Hersey. I think was the initial connection. I know both Jeff at Buffalo Grove, and then and please correct me here, Rolling Meadows, and it's just you two who do geometry instruction.
Yeah, so we originally decided to do a project with another course in the school. We're through 9 Lines, which is another foundation. We build tiny homes for wounded veterans, and these tiny homes we actually built them, and they got sent down to Georgia. Well, Project Headspace and Timing, like Patrick said, saw this, and he reached out to one of our instructors in the district and said, hey, I want to get this going in Illinois, but I need help. I need a lot of help. And so he reached out to Patrick and I, and it was awesome that Audrey got to work on that, because they did a feasibility study for them, and they really took this passion project that he had, to create a tiny home community for veterans here in Illinois, and he's looking for funding, and he's taking all of Audrey and her classmates' designs and plans and ideas, and taking it forward to try to find investors to help get this going. So that's really one of the big differences. These students are doing something that has moved on and gone through the next level. Other projects that we've done is we've built classroom spaces at the airport, or I'm sorry, not built. We designed classroom spaces at the airport for our aviation academy. We've done other pack homes. We've redesigned office spaces over at district office. We've redesigned classroom spaces that are used for some of our career pathway classes in the high school. So we've done things that we like to get the kids to be able to both design it and then see the final project after they're done. Back to the students. Again, senior Manny, correct me if I'm wrong, senior Audrey, what's next, and what are your plans forward? Manny really took this from a construction background, got involved in it because he was interested in construction through his stepdad. Audrey took it from a interior design background, and liked interior design and got to go that route. So what's next for you guys, and what did you learn in the class that's going to help you out at the next level? Audrey, why don't we start with you?
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at colleges that have interior design programs, and this would help me with that because I have some like experience now using the programs, and like floor plans and stuff, and also like working with others and like working with their ideas and putting them together to make like the final product.
For me, well, after this, in the summer, or I think, yeah, in the summer, I'm taking a architectural internship, which I got through the school, and then maybe I might go into college into architecture. Yeah.
So like Manny just said, internship possibilities were offered to him through the experiences that he learned in this class and other classes. In the history, Patrick said we worked with OHI. We will be working with them again in the future. They have worked with our students and actually hired on some of our students for jobs after Design 214, whether those are summer jobs, and then going forward from that. I said at the beginning, I need to correct myself. I said at the beginning that an information letter has already been sent out. I was wrong about that. An information letter will be sent out at the beginning of next week that includes information about this course. Again, those are going to go to students that have a career cluster with anything really dealing with engineering, architecture, construction, STEM, technology. It's also going to go to every counselor in every school. Included in that information letter is also the link to the Google form, short questionnaire, I believe, Patrick, about 10, 12 questions. for you to fill out, talking to you about this course. The course is going to be offered again, second semester of this year. We like to get kids enrolled into it and talk to the kids usually in mid-December. It will start usually the second week of January. We like to get you guys back in schools and have a week at school. It's going to be Tuesday nights, anywhere from about 3:30 to about 6:30. Transportation, if you do not have it, will be provided by the school to Elk Grove, where the class will be held, and then transportation is on all the students to get home from the program. If we ever go somewhere because of the program, transportation is provided to get the kids to wherever we go if they need it. Some kids choose to drive by themselves if they have that possibility. We have just a couple minutes left.
Can I
You
touch on
three,
one quick?
yeah, you three, any final thoughts, any touch points that I miss?
So I just wanted to mention too, I mean, I know Manny and Audrey are seniors at this point. We do look for typically juniors, seniors for this course. It's not solely for them by any means. Excuse me, we've definitely had freshman, sophomore, junior, senior, all, everyone in this course. So, if your students looking to get on this path towards, architecture, construction, interior design, whatever it might be, you're looking to probably get into the different engineering or architecture courses at your home school. So courses that probably are project lead the way, like if you see PLTW in the course catalog. So project lead the way, introduction to engineering design is always, that's usually the first course in the sequence. As we mentioned earlier, project lead the way, civil engineering and architecture is another great course that prepares students for this. And then really, again, just those different CTE courses are always helpful because they are usually more hands-on, kind of that project-based thinking and project-based lessons. As Audrey touched on too, like a lot of what we do is very much group and team-based, where myself and Jeff are kind of guiding along and making sure we're on the right track, where students are making the decisions and they have to work with each other to make those decisions. So it kind of depends on what courses are offered at the home schools. So definitely, if you have a student who's interested in this, look at those as well, because it will just help them prepare for this and help them kind of get off on the right foot for this as well.
So a couple questions came through. Is this only a one semester course? The answer is yes. It's actually not a whole semester. This year it's going to run from January to the end of April. We are going to have a final presentation that is usually in person and open to parents and also our partners. That presentation will be at the end of April this year. Second question that this came through, if it's in the fall or the spring. Generally, we run it into the spring, and then the follow-up question to that was, well, what if my son or daughter is in sports? We still would like you guys to apply for the program. We have worked with many kids in sports. We have worked with kids that have jobs. As long as the kids are willing to work with us, and as long as they are upfront with when they would have to miss. Also, coaches have been really awesome in working with us. And letting kids come. It is a one time a week program. So we've worked really well with those kids. So don't let that stop you from applying because we have worked with those kids in the past. Manny, any final thoughts from you on the project or the program? Maybe what has led to stuff like that?
Well, it was pretty much like I really liked the group-based working, like just being around everyone, discussing plans, and just working together on different parts of the project, and then the ending presentation, which I thought was very nerve-wracking since there were so many like big people to present ideas to.
And building off of what Manny said, there are kids who are comfortable with different things. Manny really took hold of building the 3D model out of wood. And he became a leader on that. Like he said, he was nervous during the presentation, but let me tell you, he did an awesome job during the presentation. Some things are some students' fortes and some things are not, and they find where they can lead the group. Audrey, any final thoughts from you about, are you glad you did the program? What are some things that surprised you or you didn't think you would learn that you did?
Yeah, it was a enjoyable thing, and I am glad that I did it. It was a good experience. Something that surprised me, I don't know, just like learning how to use the program and the technology and that. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, thank you guys very much. Like I said, information will be coming out in the next week or so, beginning of next week. If you're interested, we really, I'm talking to all the counselors next week during 2 different days, so they will have all the most up-to-date information about the program this year. We implore you to reach out to your counselors if this is something you're interested in. Fill out that form when that form comes out. If you don't get the form, ask the counselors because they will get the form, and go from there. And we hope to see some of you guys or some of your students in this course. I'd like to thank our students, Manny and Audrey. Thank you for taking the time tonight. Thank you for giving up your time. Thank you for being awesome students. And thank you for dealing with us in this program during a COVID year when it was a little bit different. Mr. McGee, thank you very much for everything you do and being such an integral part of this. Once again, we're Design 214, and we hope to see you guys. If you ever have any questions, you can get Patrick's email or my email off of the district website, and feel free to reach out to us at any time.
Yep. I'll echo Jeff, but yeah, thank you. If you have questions, don't hesitate.
All right. I hope everyone has a good night. Thank you for attending College and Career Ready Night. And like I said, a lot of the monitors are 214 administrators, division heads, principals. A lot of the teachers have been involved. And again, everyone is so willing to answer any questions about anything that you guys may have about any of our programs at 214 that we believe will help get your student the next step up or give your student a leg up in in life and in careers and in education. So thank you guys very much. We're going to end the Zoom. Dawn, thank you for working in the background and everything you did to help us out with this thing. And we hope everyone has a good night. Bye, everyone.